right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. I have some crazy updates to go through with you guys today, and that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm actually just going to ask you guys, just bear with it, dude, okay? There's no fluff in this video. As a matter of fact, anything related to Charlie Kirk is no fluff. There's some fluff at the end, but all the Charlie Kirk stuff is going to be on point. You're going to want to see all of it. Now, what's on this document is going to absolutely melt your brain, okay? And this is a little preview of who sent me that, and I'm going to show you that as well. And then we're going to look at some very bizarre Google Trends, okay? Now, I looked into these myself, okay? The Google Trends, where what people are searching and where, okay? Because apparently there were some very interesting things being searched in Israel at the time of Charlie Kirk assassination. So we're just going to get right into it right now. But first, to make sure that this never gets lost in the shuffle of like why we're doing this and what we're talking about. Obviously, it's getting a lot of views, you know, like I'm not like, obviously it would be idiotic for like a YouTuber who's covering the Charlie Kirk thing to like deny the fact that they're getting a lot of views and they're, you know, growing their audience, which is our goal. But like, I make sure that I watch his stuff, and I wanted to show you guys this particular one because I thought this was incredibly profound, and then we'll get right into it. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not done that yet. I appreciate you guys doing that. Subscribe, shaking the hands on it, like the video. And also, if you're a Kratom user, yokratom.com is where I get bulk Kratom for $60 kilograms. Yokratom.com. Let's do this thing. Watch this, dude.
By Charlie Kirk are astonishing considering what happened, and I'll tell you why at the end. Watch.
So at Turning Point Faith, we're going to try to our vision, and it might be foolishly optimistic, but I've been called that before, and now you can kind of see it. We want 1,000 Dietrich Bonhoeffers. We're not going to say like we're going to create them. I want to find them and encourage them. That's it. Find and encourage. Find and encourage. That's it. Because I'm not going to train people or I just want to find and encourage.
Here's just a branding idea. Dietrich Bonhoeffer died as a martyr.
Yeah.
Go with 1,000 Martin Luthers. It's got a little more.
That's fair. I like the Bonhoeffer example because of the circumstances, the tyranny.
Yes, yes.
But you know, I also like the Bonhoeffer because I never want to make anyone feel as if I'm being anything but honest. It's going to cost us something. God forbid our life like that, but eventually we're all going to have to go to heaven. And so Bonhoeffer is the example of, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice everything I have for God's purpose on earth. But I hear you. It's not exactly the greatest salesman.
Yeah, no. I suppose I'd rather die in a glorious martyrdom than by getting a Dorito stuck in my throat.
They say you die twice. When you actually die and the last time somebody mentions your name. Bonhoeffer will be mentioned, I think, as long as human beings have breath.
So how long do you think?
Dude. That's super, super fucking heavy, dude. For me, at least. Like, I don't know. That like, I saw that last night. And I was like, fuck, man, I'm putting that in my video for sure. He's like, at the end of the day, dude, like calling people like that's a great man. I don't usually do. God, this is infuriating, man. This gum makes my mouth blue. I look ridiculous. But I don't do a lot of time kind of reflecting on like, oh, you know, like what's a great man. I mean, I did when Trump first like just won in 2020, like 2024. And I said, I'm like, this is like one of the greatest men to ever live, you know? And I mean, as much as that'll infuriate, oh, wait a minute. I just realized I've got the Play with Matches sign up. Believe it or not, that was not on purpose. Gabrielle and I are shooting like 3 episodes today. If you guys don't follow Play with Matches, go in the description, scroll down until you see Play with Matches and click on that and then go follow us over there. Gabby and I are doing a bunch of episodes. If you enjoy my content, you will be absolutely flabbergasted by the number of episodes you have to get caught up on. And we cover stuff that's evergreen, so you can watch them all and you'll enjoy it, I promise. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, I realize that there are people who like Trump is not a great man. It's like, that is not correct. Okay. You don't need to like Genghis Khan. Is that a great man? Yes. Okay. He might be a fucking monster that slaughtered 1 million people. But the way that you think of like people who have had great impact during the time that they've been alive, that's what it is. Now, look, like, I know everybody's like, oh, so is Hitler a great man? I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. What I do know, though, is that Charlie Kirk's a great man and was and is a great man, and he's going to be remembered forever. I saw, that clip, the Destiny Days, he'll be mostly forgotten, within the next fucking 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, right, bud. Okay. Between you and Charlie Kirk, okay, like Charlie Kirk is the opposite of forgettable. He's not going to be forgotten anytime soon, but you would. But just to be clear, like he would, right? I'm not saying I wouldn't necessarily, but for sure, like I get attention by doing blah, 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 like that's Charlie Kirk put it on the line and he died for it. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to start with that right there and then show you what's on the other side, dude, right? This is an actual thing that was up you know, I don't know, this event happened 2 days ago. The real legacy of Charlie Kirk, rally against white supremacy. The federal government decided to celebrate Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day on George Floyd's birthday, October 14th. Instead of celebrating a white supremacist bigot, join us in celebrating what would have been George Floyd's 51st birthday. Like, this is what I'm saying, dude. If you want to be on one side or the other of this conversation, your choices are Charlie Kirk, a Christian father who dedicated his life to the movement that represented his conservative values and what he believed was right. You can disagree with him or not, but that's what he did. George Floyd was a drug addict, okay, who had been arrested 1,000 times, right? Who had done 9 years in prison, who stuck a fucking gun into the stomach of a pregnant woman, and who died of a fentanyl overdose and ended up being the catalyst for a bunch of people burning the cities down because he swallowed a bunch of drugs, and then everybody pretended that a cop murdered him, and that guy's still in prison for life, okay? Like, are we really, you really want to play this game? Charlie Kirk or George Floyd? That your hero's George Floyd. In this corner, George fucking Floyd, and in this corner, Charlie Kirk, okay? Tough decision, you know, real tough decision. Give me a break. Like a person who led a movement based on like incorrect facts that have been thusly proven to have been incorrect. Okay. You can't kill a person by putting a knee in their back. Okay. Cannot be done. Certainly not a 300-pound person with a 150-pound person on their back. Okay. I am a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I know how you can kill a person with your bare hands, and sticking a knee in their back ain't one of them, dude. Okay. And then you have Charlie Kirk on the other side. And I just wanted to point that out. Now, let's move on to much more important things. Like, as an example, this gentleman. Do you guys remember this dude? This guy right here? Oh, you guys can't see. Remember this guy? The one who pulled his pants down at the Charlie Kirk thing, and then it's like, oh my God, I can't be interviewed because I had child pornography or whatever, you know? He's the one that pulled his pants down at the moment of the Charlie Kirk assassination. Everyone thought he did it. Another quick reminder.
To 9/11, which is weird, this guy, the old guy. And then he was arrested for threatening to bomb the Salt Lake City Marathon finish line in 2013. This is George Zinn, Z-I-N-N. There's so many different things, and I get it.
Believe me, I'm always the last person to be like, okay, buddy.
That's the odds of that are in the billions.
They said that's like 0.00007% likelihood that this guy was there for 9/11. He was there for Charlie Kirk's murder,
yep.
And there was a third component. He was there for some.
He was. I think he was arrested for terrorism.
Okay, so you guys remember all that, right? Now let's head over to my channel real quick, and we are basically operating under the assumption that you have seen my recent videos. This one is from yesterday, okay? And we went over Phil Lyman and his very odd behavior. He is running for governor of Utah. He was there, and then this is what he said after. Charlie Kirk was killed when they asked if he saw it.
Did you guys see what happened?
How are you?
Did you see what happened, Phil?
No.
You were there too.
Weird, right? A little weird.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was there. I was a witness to everything that happened. I was talking to Charlie.
Okay. So how about that? So that, among a bunch of other things, people have a lot of questions about him, right? So this is my buddy Danks right here, okay? Danks is another creator. He's actually doing my website, okay? Now I'm going to give you guys, or give him the credit where it's due, okay? You guys go give him a follow. Jesus, I didn't even realize I wasn't following. There you go. So now he has another subscriber. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized you hadn't subscribed to my channel. I'm out here subscribing to everybody, and you haven't subscribed to my channel. You're watching my show, and you haven't just taken the time to click subscribe and then like this video. Unbelievable, man. I'm hurt, but you can solve that hurt right now by clicking subscribe and liking the video. Guess what he found, okay? Guess what he found? Look at this. Ready? Phil is running. Phil is still running. This is Phil Lyman, press release for him running for governor. And look down at the bottom, dude, under endorsements. Rare to find a more caring man with uncompromising goals to make Utah great for generations than Phil Lyman. Not a politician who can be pampered. Phil has a knowledge of urban and rural Utah from every corner and community. Utah is in desperate need of true leadership and representation, and Phil has the passion and values to be a great governor. He needs our support. George Zinn. So, yeah. Remember George Zinn, guys? Okay, remember George Zinn? and Phil Lyman. So one of them who's the fucking decoy and potentially the reason why the shooter was able to get away, right? Because he pulled his fucking pants down and ran around and said, I did it. And then you have all the Phil Lyman connection to the Romanian Angels and Erica Kirk and his very bizarre behavior that day. He said he didn't see it and then laughed right after he was standing. If you guys haven't seen my video yesterday, you should go watch it. He was standing right there. He was right there. So he saw Charlie get killed. Then he laughed about it hours later. Then he went on Alex Jones, told this very bizarre story about how he saw it. And then he saw these goth girls who he indicated probably had foreknowledge, all that. And then George Zinn, the decoy, also a purveyor of child pornography. He endorsed Phil Lyman. Okay. Now, if I were Phil Lyman, I would probably take that down off of my website, if for no other reason than because the guy is in jail for having kiddie corn. Okay. Not to mention that he was a decoy of some kind in the Charlie Kirk assassination. So do with that information what you will. I found it very, very interesting. And we've got a lot more things to go through. Okay. Don't forget. Okay. Don't forget. We are going to end on this guy, right? The guy who was cheering USA, USA, standing up right after Charlie got killed. And this is that secondary video that I asked everybody for yesterday. Okay. So many of you guys sent me stuff and sent me, thank you guys so much. Okay. I realized afterwards that, yeah, I had it in one of my videos. Okay. You want to know something hilarious? Okay. Like one of the funniest things. Someone sent me an email and they said, here, the video you're looking for is in this video at timestamp, whatever. That's all they said. And I clicked on it and it was my own video that I had that video in. Like they didn't say anything about it. They just timestamped it and it was my own video. I thought that was so funny because it's such an implicit, it's so implicitly talking shit, not like talking shit, but like making fun of me where it's like, oh yeah, I found it. Here you go. It's in this video. But the fact that they didn't even bring up that it was my own video was really funny. I laughed out loud when I saw it, but thank you to everybody who sent this to me. But we're going to end that. But first we are going to look at this. Okay. So there have been some very interesting Google searches, and you know what? My girl that does she does a bunch of stuff for me. Like she uploads my episodes to all the different platforms. She cuts reels, and then she also finds topics for me to talk about. And she actually sent me the actual Google trend, screenshots and all of that. So she validated whether or not these were real. And I'll tell you what she found. But someone in Israel apparently was looking at very interesting Google searches related to Charlie Kirk. And we're going to talk about those. And I'll tell you what she verified.
Methods. Do I need to get a lawyer?
Yeah.
Remember, because we thought Trump was going to do something?
So I found this, and I was getting ready to put it on the show, and then I saw James Lee also found this, and I like the way he breaks it down. So let's listen to what James Lee, friend of the show, guest host, has to say about these Google searches that are super.
By the way, Jimmy Dore, the answer is yes. Of course I will guest. Of course I would guest host. I love your show. I fucking love your show. I fucking love it. And Kurt Mesger, hilarious. I would come on your show anytime you want. I love you guys. Real Jesse on Fire at Gmail. I would be honored anytime you guys wanted me to come on and talk shit about the same assholes that you guys talk shit about. It's my favorite hobby. You guys may have noticed if you watch my show. Let's do this thing, everybody.
Or the Losi Center.
So let's start it again.
Let me ask you a question. When was the first time you heard the name Tyler Robinson? Or the Losi Center? A Mauser 98? For me, and I assume many of you, it was in the days and weeks after Charlie Kirk's tragic assassination on September 10th. And you better believe I've been doing some Googling since then, right? Who is Tyler? What are the access points to the Losi Center rooftop? What kind of damage can a .30-06 caliber bullet do? But what if I told you somebody, maybe multiple somebodies, were searching those terms before September 10th? What do you think about that?
Before the shooting. Well, there's Washington, D.C. At 11 a.m., the day before the Charlie Kirk shooting.
So this...
Isn't that interesting? And there's something super weird about the data too. Okay. So I had my girl who does this. She looked at it and she was like, I can't tell what's real because you see the spikes, but then when you go into it, you can't see it. Except then you could. Then when she went in, then you actually could see the data. Like the data is real. Okay. The data is real. There's one, anyway, I'll let them continue. But I'm just saying, we did verify this.
This guy figured out the day before he went back and saw from Washington, D.C., somebody had Google searched the guy they're claiming did the shooting. But it was the day before the shooting. Why would somebody in Washington, D.C. Google search a guy, Tyler Robinson, nobody ever heard of, from Washington, D.C.?
Wait, just one person or a lot of searches?
No, just one search.
Okay.
And you'll see here where the
No, that's not. I don't think that's correct. There's anyway, we'll let him continue.
news finally broke that it was in fact Tyler James Robinson. But notice that. That's weird. That's weird.
That is weird, I gotta say. Why would anybody be searching the name Tyler James Robinson one day before he allegedly assassinated Charlie Kirk? The data point is just a tiny blip, but it's there. Tyler James Robinson, right? A name that nobody knew of prior to September 12th, 2 days after the shooting, when the media told us who Tyler James Robinson was, right? A supposed 22-year-old leftist who hated Charlie Kirk. So what does that little Google trend blip mean? Well, I did some research using Google Gemini, and they say Google Trends, what it does is normalize search interest to the region you select. The formula is search interest equals total searches in the region and time divided by total searches for the term. So when you look at things from a nationwide context, the total number of searches is enormous. The small handful of searches for Tyler James Robinson on September 9th is so tiny, a fraction of all the U.S. searches, that it gets rounded down to 0. But then when you zoom in a D.C. context, if you filter for the District of Columbia, the total search volume is much, much smaller. So if a few searches for Tyler James Robinson on September 9th originated in the D.C. area, then this handful of searches becomes a significant enough proportion of all D.C. searches on that day to register a value of 18 out of 100. Then it says, and this part is critical, quote, the fact that the searches are localized to D.C., a city synonymous with the federal government, intelligence, national media, and political organizations, strongly shifts the interpretation away from random noise or perpetrator checking his own name from an ambiguous anomaly into a strong potential signal of pre-event institutional knowledge or activity. That is...
Yeah, I would say so. Okay. People searching Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk in D.C. Why would anyone be doing that on September 9th?
Is interesting. And to be clear, I'm not coming to any conclusions myself just yet, but that is how Google is interpreting its own trends.
I cannot come to any conclusions other than the fact that, like, I want an explanation of that. And so here's more information specifically about that.
Psycho District of Columbia. Here's where, again, on September 10th, 11th, right there, you see the searches for Timpanogos Regional Hospital, people looking for where they took Charlie Kirk. But you'll see this spike of interest in Timpanogos Regional Hospital out of D.C., and then no interest for 2 solid months before the shooting. But again, keep in mind that July 20 anchor date. Here we have a July 16, 2025. And then we have a July 3, and we have a...
Looking up the Utah Medical Examiner. The Utah Medical Examiner. As a matter of fact, let me go back just a little bit for this guy, just so that you guys can hear this. Like that is freaking wild, dude.
And isn't it weird that this is the only Baron
Israeli and Washington, D.C. IP addresses caught conducting unique Google searches for Timpanogos Regional Hospital, Utah Medical Examiner, Deidre Amaro, and various TRH surgeons during June and July of 2025. I mean, maybe there's an explanation for that. Maybe. But that's pretty weird, dude. Israel and Washington. And these are the places and the people who specifically, looked up, were involved in, like, this is where Charlie went. The medical examiner who worked on Charlie, all of that stuff. Israel and Washington.
And then the day before, somebody zeroes in and says, we need to look up Timpanogos Regional Hospital. Maybe they're looking up an address. Maybe they're looking up, who knows? But again, I'm just reporting the facts.
The day before.
I'm just reporting the facts. I'm not drawing conclusions tonight. I could give you possible conclusions you could draw. And you could draw your own conclusion.
Now, I'm just going to encourage you guys to go watch those people's videos because I don't want to step on their entire video and mine and not add a lot of commentary. There's not a lot of commentary to add. They did the research. I had my girl look it up and apparently it lines up. And here's the thing, just go watch theirs. And there's more to it too. But I wanted to end this video on this right here. Okay. This is, oh, by the way, just in case, okay, I have this video dropping in 15 minutes today. Okay. This one right here. Okay. That's what the thumbnail looks like. This is not clickbait, terrifying AI proven sentient. If for whatever reason, when you're watching this video right now that you're watching, if you have not watched that video yet, I cannot stress this, you have to watch that. Okay. Like, you have to watch it. No questions asked. You have to watch it and forward it to everyone that you know, because we are walking into potentially the most terrifying scenario ever. And I say that now because I'm about to show you, like, that's Armageddon level stuff. Okay. And then I'm going to show you another Armageddon thing in a second. Never mind. That second is right now. Don't forget to watch that other video though. Okay. Check this out. Okay. This is the new Russian thermonuclear weapon. This is the new Russian nuclear weapon. This is absolutely insane.
Russian nuclear weapon. It's actually terrifying. So what it does is it's not a nuclear warhead like an ICBM. The Poseidon weapon is 300 megatons, more than double the Tsar Bomba. And
try again. I mean, that's correct. It is more than double the Tsar Bomba. The Tsar Bomba is 50 megatons. 50. That's the biggest nuclear explosion of all time by a long shot. Okay. And I will show you guys a video of that. Like, it's not even close. 50 megatons, by far the biggest nuclear explosion ever and the biggest nuclear weapon ever. 300. Okay. 300. And I'll put that into context in a second.
Instead of deploying out of a submarine through the air and hitting a target, it is a Leacher torpedo. So they can deploy it. It stays underwater the entire time. It never goes up. It will crawl at a rate that is so slow that no modern radar or identifying technology can spot it. And what it is designed to do is come up on a major coastal city 50 to 100 miles off the coast, and it will detonate 300 megaton nuclear bomb. And this will create a 1,500-foot irradiated tidal wave that will level a coastal city. The new...
Yeah. And just to put it into perspective, the Tsar bomb, which is... This bomb, 50 megatons, 1/6 the size of the weapon that we just outlined. So this one was detonated, like, I think a couple thousand miles above the Earth's surface. And you go, like, that's what you do with nuclear weapons. You detonate them above instead of letting it hit the ground, and then it makes the devastation much larger. The shockwave from this bomb went around the Earth 3 times. Okay, it shattered windows. I think it was 3. They were like shattered windows in like Switzerland that were 300 miles away. Okay, there's 300 miles away. Visualize how far 300 miles away is, and imagine something blowing up and it breaking out all the windows in your house from an explosion that was 300 fucking miles away. Okay, and this thing is 1/6 the size of the weapon that they just described. So, anyway, humans are such fucking idiots, man. Sleep tight. That's what we got for today. Definitely watch that AI one if you want to see us racing towards Armageddon faster than you could possibly imagine.